So how do we draw healthy boundaries? How do we decide what we're going to accept into our space and decide how we're going to behave that way? How do we create these boundaries?
I love boundaries. Boundaries are one of my absolute favorite things to talk on, because I think we as just, as the solid society and a culture are so terrible at boundaries.
Yeah. I was the queen of them, the queen of not having them.
I can certainly relate to that as well. Yes, definitely. So one of the first, quickest ways for you to draw boundaries is just to start saying no to the things that you don't want to do. And in the beginning, it can feel so foreign, because when someone asks us to do something, especially when we have a service mentality or we're caretakers, then we seem to have this obligation that if someone asks us, we should probably say yes. It almost feels like we have to, like we don't have a choice. And so people say yes to doing so many things that they don't want to do with people that they don't even like, simply out of obligation. So one of the quickest ways to start drawing boundaries in your life is to actually think about whether you want to do it or not. And don't say yes if you haven't come to a decision of whether you want to or not. And, if you know that you don't, you just go ahead and say no right away. You don't have to avoid the situation. You don't have to say yes and then passive-aggressively find an excuse or a reason to get out of it. There's so many ways that you can say no kindly and gracefully. In fact, it's so funny that we should be talking about this, because I just did a video on 10 easy ways to say no gracefully.
Oh, cool.
Cool. So I'll have to send that to you when I post it on Facebook. But, it's simple ways like just saying, oh, no, thank you, without giving any kind of follow-up, without giving any kind of excuse. You don't need to excuse yourself. If you don't want to do it, you just don't have to do it, right? Or if someone's trying to offer you something, a product or a service that you're not interested in, you can say, oh, I don't need it. Thank you. Or you can say, oh, that's so sweet of you to offer. It's not for me, but I'm happy to refer you to someone, who comes along who might be able to use your product or service. And then, if you're saying no to an event, there's several different ways you can say no in a very kind way. You can just say, that's so sweet of you to include me, but no, thank you. Or I'm good. My favorite way, because I'm pretty goofy, and so it's super characteristically me, is just to go, no, no.
Brilliant.
And nobody ever questions me on that. They don't come back and go, well, why not? Because they can see that I'm very grounded in my no response. But it's not, not being offensive. I'm just like, oh, no. No. I just don't see myself doing that. And so people are like, oh, okay, you obviously really don't want to go, so I'm not going to push it anymore.
Very clear boundaries. Nice.
Yeah. So that's one of the quickest and easiest ways, is just to say no. And then when I'm teaching how to draw boundaries in a relationship, I teach it with 2 rules. So the first rule is just imagining that your life was a table, and there was a delicious, let's say, roast dinner for you and I, right? But here in America, I say a Thanksgiving feast. So your life is a table, and all of your gifts are, this delicious, just sumptuous Thanksgiving feast. And your family and friends are the people who come and sit down at the table and enjoy the feast. And you get to give to them, but nobody gets to sit at the table unless they actually bring something. So they must contribute something. They must bring corn. But if they don't bring corn, they can maybe bring an activity or fun, right? No, everybody doesn't have to be everything to you, but they have to contribute something. So maybe they bring the fun, or maybe they're a good dance partner, or maybe when you feel like gossiping about someone, they're the person that you call and you just get it out of your system and you don't talk to them for another 3 months, right? So everybody must bring something to the table. And rule number 2 is that everybody may only take an equal amount to what they bring, which means that you're the one who has to enforce that. You can only give what the other person is also giving. And thereby you can create beautiful, symbiotic, and incredibly healthy relationships by following these 2 rules.
Beautiful. I love that. Beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah, nice. Thank you. So you can start doing that straight away, listeners. You can really start implementing that right now, because when you have clear boundaries, it just affects so many things, doesn't it? Your self-esteem, your confidence. You actually have more time in your life. You don't have to go around justifying yourself. And you're actually saying no to the thing. You're not actually even saying no sometimes to that person. It's just that, you know, you just don't want to do that thing, or you don't want whatever's being offered to you. So that is a great thing, that table. Yeah, I haven't heard that before, and you've put that beautifully. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I made it up, actually.
Yeah. Well, they're always the best, because they've come from, you know, inside of you somewhere, and that's really nice. That's really nice. So I know there's a lot of anger in this world today. You know, a lot of us feel anger, and it's a primal response, isn't it? We've all got it. It's not something that we want to get rid of, because we actually need to be angry, don't we? Sometimes in our life, we really do.
We do.
We need to express ourselves in a healthy way. You know, I've got 5 puppies at the moment, and not that I get angry with them. But, you know, sometimes there's stuff just everywhere. And, you know, yeah, they are adorable. But, yeah, we do need to express that anger healthily. So you've got an easy technique for us, haven't you?
Yeah, I actually have 3.
Oh,
super
okay.
easy, which
Even better, guys.
You can implement immediately, right away. And you're so right on. I would love to just make a comment about what you said. All negative emotions are super vital for us, because they actually help us draw healthy boundaries in our life and in our behaviors. Right? If we didn't have anger, then we wouldn't be able to access that part of us that needs to protect or defend ourselves when we get into a dangerous situation. The anger is vital for our survival. But if you stay angry all the time, your survival is going to get less comfortable all the time. So the first thing you can do is you can punch a pillow. Because what happens with anger is it is actually a physically expressed emotion, which means if you don't release it, it gets physically trapped in your cells, like literally in your cell. I mean, anger as an emotion can't be located, but it shows up as adrenaline, as cortisol, as stress, right? So when you punch a pillow, you are giving your body a physical release, because there's only 3 rules of expressing negative emotion. 1, you can't hurt yourself. 2, you can't hurt someone else. And 3, you can't break property. So those are the 3 rules for expressing negative emotion. But a pillow is super soft. You won't hurt yourself. You're definitely not going to break it, no matter how strong you think you are, just by punching it. And you don't want to punch it on something, because then you can hurt yourself. You want to throw it up in the air. You want to see how many times you can punch it. Or you want to throw it up and give it one good hard punch. And then you just keep doing that over and over and over and over until the anger is completely gone. And I know some people feel very super easy. Wow. Some people feel very uncomfortable expressing that anger, because they're worried that if they start expressing the anger, that it's never going to stop. But it always will. You might be going for 20 minutes if this is the first time you've expressed anger in 50 years. But it will always come to a point where there'll be none left. And then you'll feel so relieved. You didn't have to tell anybody off. You didn't damage any relationships by saying something that you didn't mean. And, you know, you didn't break anything, which was great. Because, you know, after we break things, we usually want them again a little bit later on.
Yeah. Like the mouse or the phone or whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Plates or whatever. You know, TV, who knows? Yeah. Windows. Yeah. Seems like a great idea when you're doing it, but yeah, afterwards it's not such a great idea.
So that's one technique.
Yes, really easy. Yeah. Another technique, and this works especially well if you're at home, so does the punching that The pillow one is you can scream into the pillow. Some people have arm issues or hand issues or shoulder issues, and so they don't want to aggravate, any of those by punching. But you can just put a pillow over your face and you can scream into it as hard as you can, as long as you can, and you can cuss into it, and you can swear into it, and you can say whatever you feel like you need to say, and it has the exact same effect as punching the pillow. And so once you're done, in fact, it's quicker because you can get more oomph when you scream. Like when you do that guttural, like, rah! You can get really a lot more oomph. So you can sometimes get anger that's a little bit more deep, and then you can express it a little bit quicker. Yeah, so there's that.
Punching the pillow, screaming into the pillow. So the key thing here is we need a pillow.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And that's why it's so easy, because usually people have a pillow.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Lying about. And I use my bedroom pillow because it's heavier, so it's not going to go very far. So I don't have to worry about it hitting something, knocking something over, and breaking it accidentally, because then I've broken rule number 3 of expressing negative emotion. And then the last one is if you happen to be out and about. Actually, this is a twofold. If you're not home but something ticks you off, if you have access to your car, you can get into your car and you can scream in your car, and that can give you a way to get it out, but you don't necessarily have a pillow around, right? But it gives you that release without feeling like you have to swallow your anger. It's just such a terribly damaging thing for your body to try to swallow your anger. And then the last one is, if you have your phone or you have a piece of paper and a pen, and you don't have the option to get to a car, and you don't have the option of having a pillow around, you can just go to your notes in your phone, or you can go to some blank email. Do not put an email address in there at all. Don't go to a text message. Just stay well away from anything that you could accidentally hit send. You can just go to your notes and you can write all the words, basically a quick form of journaling. You can write all the things that are on your mind. You type them out. I'm angry because of blah. You can let it all out, but you're letting it out in a way that is not outwardly obvious. Let's say if you're in a meeting, or if you are actually having a conversation with somebody, or if you're just at work and it's not appropriate for you to exit and go to your car. So it's a way that you can. I used to do this at work. I would just open a Word document and then I was like, okay, that feels great. Now I can get on with the rest of my day. Brilliant. Yeah, so there's some techniques for immediately releasing or allowing your anger to release. And the key is to do it as you're feeling it, as best as you can. To get in the habit of releasing it, not at someone, but just for your own benefit, as you're feeling it and expressing it, so that it's not continuing to build up.
So this is beautiful. So this is, for many people probably have never even, done this at all in their lives, because they've been taught to suppress that anger down.
Yeah.
And so it'll be
Don't be angry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Don't be sad, don't be upset, cheer up, don't cry, all these emotions that get, as you say, trapped and pushed down inside of us. So this could be very new to you guys, but, there's such simple techniques. You want to start using them straight away, because the more you use them, the more it will seem familiar to you, and it will be okay to face this, negative emotion, because it's still part of us, isn't it? So we're actually hiding from a part of us.
That's exactly what we're doing when we're not releasing our negative emotions. Yeah.
So and all of us, we want to feel whole. At the end of the day, we want to feel whole and complete. And there's just no way we can do that if we're hiding away from, parts of us that are still us, aren't they? I mean, it's still us.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So that brings me on. Now, this is one of my favourite parts, if you like. Not that, well, you always have bits that you prefer, don't you?
I have favourites. Yeah, absolutely. I definitely have favourites.
One of my favourites is nurturing that inner child. I do a lot of inner child work, and because it was, I guess, so transformational in my own journey. My journey was the relationship with my mother. And in fact, I'm taking mum and dad on holiday in 2 weeks' time, which is really nice. So, yeah.
Wow.
It's really exciting. And later this year, I'm going to be living near mum and dad. They have a little cottage down the road, which we'll be staying in for about 18 months while we have our